Hello students, I am Professor Priyanka and I welcome you all for our fourth lecture on JavaScript. In previous lectures, we have completed some basic concepts like why scripting languages are required and what role they play. Then we saw different types of scripts like client-side script and server-side script. Later, we focused on features of JavaScript. Then we also saw what a variable is and what are the different data types supported by JavaScript. Then we also saw what is an operator and what is an operand. After that we saw different operator groups in JavaScript. Then we started with arithmetic operators and relational operators. And we also discussed few examples and solved various assignments based on all the covered topic up till now. So let us see what we will be covering today. These are the contents. Now today we will focus on operators part is not yet complete. So today we will be completing operators part. From that, arithmetic operators and relational operators are already completed, and then we will start with the logical operators, right? So before moving to the logical operators, we will quickly revise what we have completed of the operators earlier. So first method or first group of operator is arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operator we have been studying since our school days, that is simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? And the new operator which we saw is the percent sign, that is called as the modulus, which will return us the remainder of the division, right? So arithmetic operations generally it will return a numeric value, right? So it could be addition of numbers, subtraction of numbers, multiplication, division, or modulus. So we will be returning some numerical value. So next we saw relational operator. Generally this relational operator is used for comparison of two operands. So here we require at least two operands to compare. We generally use relational operator to check some condition, and here the return value is boolean type, that is either it will return true or it will return false. For arithmetic it was returning some numeric value, or it could return infinity if it is divided by 0. Remember, if any number is divided by 0, it can return infinity. So these are the return values of arithmetic operator. Same likewise in relational operator, you will get values either in true or false. Nothing else can be written by this relational operator. So what we have studied, that it is used for comparison or some type of condition check. So if there is a need to check some condition, we will be using this relational operator. So a comparison between operands could be if one is greater than other number, if it is one is less than some other another number, greater than equal to, less than equal to, or equal to. If you want to check if the x number is equal to y, in that condition you will use equal to operator. And for checking if both the numbers or operands are not equal, you need to use not equal to operator. I hope all these two groups are clear. So we will start with the next operator group, that is the logical operator. Now students, this is the logical operator, and which is the last group of the operators which will be studying. Now generally this logical operator is used when you need to check for multiple conditions. Previously what we saw, that the which operator we saw, relational operator is generally used for checking a single condition. But when you want to check multiple conditions, means more than one condition, that time we require logical operator, right? So when we have to check more than one condition, that time logical operator is used, as well as when you have to negate a condition. Now what is a negate condition? To negate means if I am giving input as 1, in the output it should give me exactly the opposite output. So if I am giving the input as 1, it will give me output as 0. Now students, the output of any logical operator will be either 0 or 1, right? And 0 is treated as false and 1 is treated as true. Just remember, any logical operation, it will return us the value in 0 or 1. And what is 0? It is false, and true and 1 is the true condition, right? So JavaScript has 3 logical operators, that is the AND, OR and NOT. Before the bracket, the symbol for that operator is given, right? I hope till now whatever I told is clear. So do you want me to repeat it again? Input, when it is 0, you can say as false, and when it is 1, it will be true. So here only 0 and 1 values you will return. So let us see individual operator in detail. So we will understand this operations using an example which consists of an electrical circuit. Now here in the diagram you can see there is an electrical circuit, and we need to give some input to that circuit, and we will observe the output as in the output of the bulb. Now here in the circuit you can see there is a battery, that is the voltage source we are giving, right? And there are 2 switches. Now these switches will act as our input. Understand, these switches will act as our input, and this bulb, whether it will glow or it will not glow, that will be our output. So depending on the input condition, we will see how the bulb glows or it does not glow, right? So first we will see the AND operation. Now students, in this AND operation, if both the inputs are true, then only it will give us the output as true, otherwise the output will be false. Now earlier I had told true means 1 and false means 0. So for this particular AND operator, there are 2 inputs. Now here we are going to check the 2 conditions, right? As we have seen that logical operator is used to check the multiple condition. So we will see by taking 2 input conditions. Now first we will concentrate on the truth table. Now observe A, B. Now A is one condition and B is another condition, and based on the operation you will get the output. So just now we saw, to get the output as true, what is the mandatory condition? That both the input have to be true. Now if it is true means what? It should be 1. So if you see the truth table, now observe the second row. In first row we are given the labels. A is the first input, B is the second input, and third, that is the output we will be observing. So suppose I am giving input as A, for A as 0 and for B also 0. So obviously output will be 0. Now one hint I will give you here. Treat this AND operation as the simple multiplication operation. What I said, treat this AND operation as a simple multiplication. So if I am multiplying A with B, and if any number of this A or B is 0, obviously our output is going to be 0, right? So first condition is what? When A is 0, B is 0. So obviously output will be 0. Second, A is 0, B is 1. So again you are multiplying a number with 0. So again output is 0. Third condition, when A is 1 and B is 0. So same multiplication with 0, that is why we are getting output as 0. And the last condition, both the inputs are true. That is, both the inputs are 1 and 1. That is why 1 into 1 is 1. So for AND operation, when both the inputs are true, that is both the inputs are 1, then only you will get the output as true, that is 1. Right. Now we will see considering the example. Now there are two switches in the circuit. So obviously when you will on any switch, then only our bulb will glow, right? So we will say that if input is 1, then it is switch on. When input is 1, then switch is on. That means the current is flowing through the switch. And if input is 0, that is we will say switch is off, right? So treat from the truth table, if switch is on, that means it is 1 input given, and if switch is off, the input given is 0. Agree? Now observe the circuit carefully. Now there is a battery attached to the circuit. So just tell me, how will the bulb glow if both the switches are open? Now what is the condition shown? Both the switches are open, that means the switches are off. So what is the input given to the circuit? 0, 0. Agree? The first condition. Since both the switches are off means what? They are not connected, so there is no provision for the current to flow through the circuit and make the circuit complete. Agree? That is why the input are 0. So will my bulb glow? Yes, if my bulb will glow, my output will be 1. Agree? So tell me, if switch A and switch B are off, that means what is the input I am giving? 0, 0. So 0 into 0, what answer I will get? 0. Output I will get 0. So my bulb is not going to glow. Right? Simple. Now let's move to the next condition. Suppose my switch A I have kept off. That means it is not connected. But I have connected the switch B, means my switch B is on. So even though my switch B is on, there is no provision for my current to flow. It cannot make the circuit complete, because when the battery is connected, the current will start flowing and it will see that the switch A is off. So it cannot move further. So that current is not able to reach to the bulb. That is why the bulb will not glow. Right? Similarly, third condition, my switch A is on. Switch A is on means A is 1 and B is off. That is why B is 0. So now again observe, the current will start flowing from the battery to the switch A. Now it will pass switch A, because switch A in this condition is on. That means it is connected. But when it reaches switch B, it will observe that switch B is off. So the current will stop at switch B. It cannot go to the bulb. That is why the bulb again it won't glow. Agree everyone? Now the last condition and very important condition. What we have seen, for an AND operator, when both the inputs are true, that is both the inputs are 1, 1, then only our output will be high, that is true, that is 1. So again, observe the circuit. Now imagine switch A is also connected, switch B is also connected, that is both are on. So obviously the current will start flowing through A. Yes, it is on, that is why it will flow through A. It will go to switch B, again it is on, that is why it will go through B also, and it will reach the bulb. That is why the bulb will glow now. So this is how an AND circuit or AND operator works. This circuit is not there in your syllabus. I have simply taken this as an example for you to understand it better. Right? Even if you do not understand it thoroughly, at least understand that AND operation means simple multiplication is there, and in logical operators there are only two numbers which you have to deal with, that is the 0 and 1. 0 means false or off, and 1 means on and true. These are the terms which you need to relate. Okay, so what is the condition? If both the inputs are true, then only you will get output as true. Otherwise, all conditions you will get false. I hope this AND operation is clear, so that we will move to the next operation, that is the which one? OR operation. So same, again I have taken the example of electrical circuit, but now here you can see the arrangement of the switches is different here in this case. Now students, OR operation is like a simple addition of two inputs. Now here again the two inputs or the two conditions will be either 0 and 1, and for output also you will get 0 and 1 only in the form of answer. No other number will be returned in this logical operation. So we will see what OR operation generally means. OR means you have to have at least one input as true. In the previous condition, what was that? That you have to have both the inputs or both the conditions true. Then only you will get the output as true. Agree? Now for OR operation, it will give us output as true even if any single condition is true. So let us understand with the truth table. Again, there are two conditions, that is A and B. You can treat them as two inputs. And same, first condition you can see both are false, 0 0 input. So obviously my output will be 0. Why? Because what is the condition? That at least one input has to be true. Then only you will get output as true. Agree? So, and what hint I have given? That this OR operation is like an addition. So if I am adding 0 plus 0, obviously I am going to get answer as 0. Now next condition, if one input is 0 and second input, that is B, is 1, so addition is what? 0 plus 1 is 1. That is why it is satisfying the condition of OR operation, that any one input or any one condition, if it is true or 1, then only you will get the output as true, that is 1. So in the second case we got the output as 1. Agree? Third condition, when now A is 1, that is A condition is true and B is false, then also output will be true. Why? Because again it is satisfying that any single condition or any single input, if it is true or that 1, you will get output as 1, that is true. Right? Now till the three conditions, I think it will be easy. Now comes the last condition, when the input or the conditions both are true, that is both are 1. Now here what hint I have told, that it is a simple addition. So 1 plus 1. Now here students, 1 plus 1 will not make 2. Why? Because we have seen the logical operations will return only two values. Either it will be 0 or it will be 1. Not anything else. So here 1 plus 1 will make 1 only. Why? Because what the condition is given, at least one input has to be 1. So even if here both the inputs are 1, then also our output will be 1 only. Right? So let us understand with the circuit example. Now here you can see the switches are arranged in the parallel format. In the earlier operation they were in series. Series means what? एक के बाद एक. Series में लगे हैं, connected है. But for OR operation these are parallel. So let us see how the bulb will glow. Okay. So let us see, first condition is what? 0 0. Same logic. If input is 0, that means the switch is off. It is not connected. So the current will not flow through that area. Okay. And if the input is 1, that means the switch is on. So current will flow through that. So first condition is what? 0 0. Now observe, if both the switches are off, means open, so the current will start flowing through the battery, from the battery, and it will come to the point and it will split. It will go to A, it will go to B also, but it will check that both are open, so it cannot move forward. Right? So the current will stop there itself. So will my bulb glow? That is, will my output be 1? No, because my current is not going to the bulb, so it won't glow, right? Now come to the next condition. When A is 0 and B is 1, so the upper switch, that is A, it is open only. Okay, it is not on. But now in the condition second, B is 1, that means the B will be now switched on. So now observe the current flow. The battery is on, current will start flowing. It will go to A as well as it will go to B. Now it will observe that A is off, means there is no provision for the current to move forward. Agree till this point? So now when it will reach switch B, it will see that switch B is on. So it has the path to complete. So it will flow through switch B and it will reach to the bulb, and the bulb will glow and it will complete the circuit. So in the second condition, we can see the bulb will be glowing. Why? Because at least one input is high, that is 1. Hence the bulb could glow. So if the bulb is glowing, that what it indicates, that our output is 1. Right? Third condition. When switch A is on and switch B is off. So what do you think? Will the bulb glow? Yes, obviously the bulb will glow. Why? Because it is satisfying the condition that any one input has to be 1. So again we'll see the current will start flowing. The current will go to A as well as it will go to B. The current will split. Now it will observe that B is off. So it is open, so it will not pass through B. But it will see that switch A is kept on, that is 1. So it can pass through switch A and it will reach to the bulb, right? So it can complete the circuit and hence the bulb will glow, right? Now the last condition, when both the switches are on. So again the bulb, again the current will start flowing. It will go to A as well as B. It will split up and it will see that both the switches are on. So that is why the current can flow through both the switches and it will reach to the bulb. So even if any one is on, it will glow the bulb. Even if both the switches are on, it will still make the bulb glow, that is the output is high. So this is how OR operation works. I hope the example is making clear. If you are not getting it in one session, you can watch this video again and again. It will make you understand very clearly, right? You have to observe the truth table and the circuit, simple electrical circuit. There is no much difficult circuit here, so don't get worried. Even if you don't understand, you can get back to me anytime. So let us move to the third operation, that is the NOT operation. Now what NOT operation does? See, here we don't require two inputs. Here we require a single input. And what is the work of this NOT operator? Simply to negate or simply to give the output exactly opposite to the given input. Means if I am giving input as 1, what output should I get? I should get 0. And if I am giving input as 0, output I should get as 1. So observe the truth table. Now this negation you can see, if I am negating some input, how it is written. So if my input is A, then negation of A will be A bar. On top there is a bar symbol. So this is the indication for NOT operation, right? So understood, here only one input is required. And this NOT operation means whenever we are giving any input to this NOT operator, it will give us the exactly opposite output based on the input what we have given, right? So, and you can see that NOT gate means it is not important for you, but how it is indicated, there is a bubble in front of the gate, that is why it is called as the negate. Means a NOT operation gate is indicated like triangle and there is a small circle after that, that is the NOT operation. Now observe the circuit. Okay, on the right side orange you can see, or treat it as a bulb. Now here there is only a single input. So observe where is my switch A placed? It is exactly placed opposite to the battery, right? And on the right side, top right side, you can see there is a bar. Now don't consider them as different switches. It is what? If my A switch is on, my A bar will be what? Off. Remember, negation means what? Whatever input you are giving, exactly opposite output it will give. So understand the circuit. There is a battery and there is a switch called as A, and there is a switch called as A bar. Now if A is kept open, what will be A bar? It will get closed. Means if A switch is on, A bar will be switch as off. Similarly, if A switch is off, A bar will be what? Switch is on. So how the bulb will glow? Now suppose I have kept A as open, that is A as 0. So A bar will be what? The switch is on. So you can see how the current will flow. So from the battery the current will start moving. It will go to the A bar and it will see that A bar is connected. So it can pass through it and the bulb will glow. So here even if my A is 0, input is 0, at the output I am getting my bulb as glowing. Why? Because it is doing exactly opposite. When I am keeping my switch off, my bulb is glowing, right? Now second condition, when I am keeping my A switch as on, that is the connected, so my A bar, what will happen? It will become open. Okay, so again the current will start moving. It will go to the point where it will split. It will check the A bar is open, so it cannot go through that, but it will go through A and again it will complete the circuit. The current cannot flow to the bulb, that is why the bulb will not glow. So this is how NOT operation is there. Even if you don't understand the circuit above here, because it is slightly difficult as compared to the previous one. So even if you don't understand the bulb concept here, simply whatever input is given, it will simply give the opposite output. That is all for the NOT operation, right? I hope these logical operators are clear. So let us move to the next slide. Now here simple comparison I have given. First is what? AND operation. So for AND, what we have seen, that for AND, if both the inputs are true or if both the conditions are true, then only it will give the output as true, right? Now let us see the example. Here what is given? Variable age is 25 and variable salary is 50,000. Now here you have to check multiple conditions. What we want to check, if A is greater than 55 and salary is greater than 25. Here you have to check two conditions. What? If A is greater than 55 and salary is greater than 25,000. So if you observe the first part, age is greater than 55. So the first condition evaluates to what? True or false? Our age is 25. So is it greater than 55? No. So our first condition is what? False. So students, it will not go and check the second condition, because for what? AND operation, we require both the conditions to be true. Suppose I am getting false for the first condition, so obviously output what I will get? False, because anything multiplied by 0 is 0 or false. So here we will get the false answer. Suppose if my condition was A is less than what we can say, A is less than 30. So was my condition true? If my first condition is true, then only it will check for the second condition. If the first condition is false, it does not need to check the condition, because as it is going to be false. Understood? So let us move to the next. OR. Now what is the condition for OR? At least one input has to be true. Even if both the inputs or both the conditions are true, then also it will give us the answer as true. So this operator evaluates true when any one of the operand is true. Agree? Any one condition. So what is given here? Where number equal to -1. Now what condition we have to check? If number is less than 0 or number is greater than 100. So here again multiple conditions are to be checked, but here it is not mandatory that both the conditions have to be true. It can give us output as true even if any single condition is true. Agree? So what is the first condition? Number is less than 0. Is -1 less than 0? Yes, the first condition evaluates true. So it does not need to check the second condition, because as it is our output will be true only. Why? Because it is already satisfied our first condition as true. Suppose the condition was number greater than 0. So it would have been false. Then only it will check for the next condition. Right? Number greater than 100. Otherwise, if it observes that first condition is true, it will automatically give the answer as true, because it doesn't need to check. Okay. Next, third is what? Not. Now this is a unary operator. Why unary? Because it requires only a single operand. Right? So we will see what the example has to tell. Where z equal to 0. Where z equal to 0. Now z is what? 0. If not z equal to 0. Now z equal to 0 is what? True, because z is 0, right? So if the answer in the bracket is true, it has to negate it. So what it will do? It will make the true to false. Are you getting it? My value of z is 0, is it? So my z equal to 0 is true. So what condition we are checking? If not and bracket z equal to 0. Now this bracket part z equal to 0, will it return true? Yes, because my z is true. 0. It is 0, that is why true. But I am applying not operation. So if it is true, then not true will be what? False. So my answer or result will be false. Right? Next, increment and decrement operator. Now this increment operator is used to increment the value of variable by only one. Only one step up you can do. Agree? Similarly, decrement operator is used to decrement the value of variable by 1. So increment operator, that is plus plus operator, if I am writing plus plus x or x plus plus, both are valid. So what does it mean? I am incrementing the value of x by 1. So even if you encounter plus plus x or x plus plus, what does it mean? X equal to x plus 1. Similarly, minus minus x or x minus minus, both are the operations which is decrement operator. I means I have to decrement the value by 1. So x equal to x minus 1. Understand? Increment means increase the value of x by 1, and decrement means decrease the value of x by 1.